Think about it. Every major move Elon Musk makes connects to one letter, X. X.com in the 90s, SpaceX reaching for Mars, Model X on the streets, and now Twitter transformed into X. But here's what the media won't tell you. This isn't branding genius. It's something deeper. This letter carries an ancient power code that's been used by empire builders, secret societies, and history's most cunning strategists. And Musk knows exactly what he's doing. What if the letter X is a strategic weapon hidden in plain sight? Let's dig into something most people completely miss. Elon Musk isn't just using X because it looks cool or sounds futuristic. This goes way deeper than aesthetics. The letter X has been weaponized throughout human history as a symbol of dominance, mystery, and transformation. And when you understand this, everything Musk does starts making terrifying sense. Start with ancient warfare. Roman legions would mark conquered territories with the massive X carved into stone or painted on walls. It wasn't decoration. It was psychological warfare. That X told everyone, this land is ours now. Resistance is futile. Fast forward to today. Musk plants the X on electric vehicles, rockets, and social media. Same energy, different battlefield. He's conquering industries the way Rome conquered continents. But here's where it gets wild. In medieval cryptography, the X was used as a placeholder for secrets that couldn't be spoken aloud. Alchemists used X to represent the philosopher's stone, the ultimate transformation tool that could turn lead into gold. Metaphorically, that's exactly what Musk does. He takes failing industries, broken systems, and impossible dreams, then transforms them into billion-dollar realities. Electric cars were jokes until Tesla. Reusable rockets were fantasy until SpaceX. The X isn't just a letter, it's a transformation symbol. Now think about mathematics. X represents the unknown variable you're trying to solve. Every equation with an X is basically a mystery waiting to be cracked. And that's Musk's entire philosophy. He doesn't pick solved problems. He deliberately chooses the unsolvable: sustainable energy, interplanetary civilization, neural interfaces. Each X company is him saying, here's the equation nobody else wants to touch. Watch me solve it. There's also a neurological angle nobody talks about. When humans see the letter X, our brains automatically trigger pattern recognition and problem-solving modes. It's hardwired from evolution. We survived as a species by marking dangers with X's, finding treasures with X's, navigating by crossing paths marked with X's. Musk is hacking this primal response. Every time you see his X, your brain whispers, pay attention. Something important is here. High performance isn't about working harder. It's about understanding psychological leverage. Ancient generals understood symbols could rally armies better than speeches. Musk understands symbols can capture minds better than advertisements. The X is his battle standard, and billions of people are unconsciously saluting it. But what you're about to discover will change how you see power itself. How secret societies used X to build hidden empires. Here's where things get uncomfortable. The letter X shows up in every major secret society throughout history, and not by accident. This was intentional power coding. Let me show you the pattern. Knights Templar signed their most classified documents with crossed X marks. But these weren't just signatures. They were keys. Only members at certain ranks could decode what those X's really meant. It created layers of access. Lower members saw the X and knew something important was there, but couldn't fully understand it. That's control through mystery. Musk does the exact same thing. When he renamed Twitter to X, he didn't explain why. He just did it. And millions of people are still trying to decode what it means. That uncertainty creates obsession. Freemasons embedded the X into architectural designs for centuries. Look at old Masonic buildings, and you'll find X patterns in floor tiles, window frames, structural supports. It wasn't about aesthetics. It was about encoding knowledge into physical space. Members would walk through these buildings and receive subliminal programming from the symbols surrounding them. Now think about Tesla showrooms, SpaceX facilities, the X-app interface. Every interaction is programming you to associate X with innovation, disruption, lead access. Chinese philosophy has something called Xing, representing human nature and potential. The character structure mirrors the Western X. And here's what's eerie. Xing represents the idea that humans contain unlimited potential that must be unlocked through discipline and transformation. That's literally Musk's entire brand. Neuralink unlocking brain potential, Tesla unlocking transportation potential, SpaceX unlocking civilization potential. The X is his way of saying, I'm unlocking what others said was impossible. Sun Tzu wrote in The Art of War that symbols could defeat enemies without fighting. If your enemy believes your symbol represents invincibility, they surrender before battle begins. The X is becoming that symbol. In tech, competitors see Musk's X, and they already feel outmatched. That's mental warfare at the highest level. Think about the discipline required here. Maintaining symbolic consistency across decades, multiple industries, public scrutiny. Most people can't maintain consistency for a month. Musk has been building the X narrative since 1999. That's samurai-level commitment. When a warrior chose his clan symbol, he died defending it. The X is Musk's clan, and he's not backing down. The next part reveals why this matters for your own performance. Why? X represents the ultimate freedom and the ultimate cage. Strap in. Because this is where philosophy meets cold reality. When Musk transformed Twitter into X, he wasn't just rebranding. He was making a statement about control, freedom, and the future of human communication. And it's more complex than anyone's admitting. In programming, X is the variable name you use when you don't yet know what you're building. It's the ultimate placeholder for potential. Musk literally said X will be everything: app payments, messaging, banking, content, AI. By keeping it undefined, he keeps it unlimited. That's strategic ambiguity at its finest. Define something and you limit it. Keep it as X and it can become anything. But here's the paradox. Throughout history, those who controlled symbols controlled populations. Egyptian pharaohs controlled the Ankh symbol, represented life and death. Catholic Church controlled the cross, represented salvation or damnation. Now, Musk controls X, representing the future of digital existence. And billions of people are voluntarily plugging into it. Think about the resilience this requires. Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion and immediately tanked its advertising revenue, reputation, and mainstream support by rebranding to X. Most CEOs would have panicked and reversed course. He doubled down, lost billions in market value, didn't flinch. That's Stoic philosophy in action. Marcus Aurelius taught that external circumstances can't touch your inner purpose. Musk lost money but gained something more valuable: total control over the symbol. And look at what X enables. It's tracking your behavior, preferences, relationships, thoughts. Every click, every like, every DM. In warfare, the side with better intelligence always wins. X isn't just a social platform. It's the most sophisticated psychological mapping system ever built. And here's what nobody wants to say out loud. Maybe that's exactly what we need. Maybe centralized intelligence is the only way to coordinate a species heading toward AI and Mars colonization. The ancient Greeks had a concept called pharmakon, something that's simultaneously poison and cure. Fire can destroy, or it can forge steel. The X might be both our liberation and our leash. And Musk knows it. Drop evolution in the comments if you understand that high performance means accepting uncomfortable truths. And if this investigation is hitting different, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what we uncover next. But there's one final piece that ties everything together. How Elon Musk is building the mythology of the future. This is where archaeology meets prophecy. What if Musk isn't building companies at all? What if he's constructing a new mythology for human civilization? Because that's exactly what history's greatest leaders did. Napoleon didn't just conquer Europe with military tactics. He conquered minds with symbols: eagles, laurels, imperial aesthetics. People didn't follow Napoleon the man. They followed Napoleon the myth. Alexander the Great declared himself son of Zeus, not because he believed it, but because symbols create movements faster than logic. The X is Musk's eagle, and he's building an empire of belief. Notice how Musk rarely explains the X. The less he explains, the more people obsess. That's intentional mystique. Uncertainty breeds engagement. Mystery creates culture. The X has become memes, tattoos, academic papers, Reddit threads. It infiltrated the collective unconscious. And once you dominate imagination, you dominate reality. Now connect the networks. SpaceX colonizes Mars. Neuralink merges brains with machines. Tesla eliminates fossil fuel dependency. Starlink provides global internet. And X becomes the platform connecting all of it. Not an ecosystem of products, an ecosystem of human evolution. And at the center sits one letter representing the unknown. Because Musk's real message is, I don't have all the answers, but I'm the one who's going to find them. That's the essence of high performance that most people miss. Excellence isn't about certainty. It's about deliberately choosing the unsolved and having the mental fortitude to keep pushing when everyone else quits. Chess grandmasters don't fear complicated positions. They seek them out because that's where genius happens. Musk chose the X because it represents the ultimate complexity, undefined, unlimited, unfinished. Ancient Stoics called this amor fati, of fate, including all its uncertainty and chaos. You don't control what happens. You control how you engage with what happens. Musk doesn't control the X. He's become the X. He embodies the unknown variable constantly solving for itself. Comment unknown. If you're ready to embrace your own unsolved potential, if this deep dive rewired something in your brain, hit that like, subscribe to this channel, and share this with someone who needs to think at a different level. Because we're here to excavate the hidden codes of real, lasting success.